a game where playoff implications were written all over it, the Cowboys riding a 3-game surge. Walking in, well, they walked out with now their playoff hopes relying in the hands of everyone else around the league. 44-30, the final. They fall in Detroit against the Detroit Lions, and they move to now 6-1 in the season. Welcome into Cowboys Rewind. I'm your host, Nicole Hutchison, going to be breaking it all down here on the show. Now, if you're a stats person, I promise you that won't tell the full story because this offense, of course, getting bullied up front of that offensive line. Dak Prescott sacked 5 times and under duress all night, and you know what else that led to? Of course, the inability to run the football effectively, and it took away their play-action game as well. And on the defensive side of the ball, wasn't a nice evening either. You talk about a heartbeat of this Dallas turnaround the last 3 games. Well, certainly a different story. They started off well, but got gashed over the course of time because the offense really struggled to stay on the field. They gave up some explosive runs, some missed fits as well, and Detroit took advantage of their short fields. Now, special teams, they don't get off easy, I promise you, because aside from the blocked field goal and Brandon Aubrey having a lot of success, well, punt coverage wasn't great, and they also had some penalties and weren't even helped with the return game as well with Kevontae Turpin. So all 3 phases of the game struggling and all 3 phases paying for it.
We knew tonight that it was going to come down to a couple things. We knew we had to take care of the football and take it away. We didn't do a very good job with that. And then we knew we had to win the trenches, and we didn't really do that. So I thought they played hard, gave up too many explosives, and then, of course, just couldn't. When we'd get a little momentum, we just couldn't get a stop. And so the complimentary football wasn't what it's been over the last couple weeks. And when you play a good football team like this on the road, unfortunately, when you do that, it's going to be hard to win. Yeah, they're fast. We got guys that can run too. I felt like we didn't tackle great. When they got in the perimeter a little bit, I thought they hurt us. We have to look at that. But it's an explosive football team. Thought, Goff played very, very well, but we just gave up too many explosives. Explosive run, Montgomery hits explosive run, big play, Jamison Williams after we made it, 1-score game. And, those are things that we have been doing over the last, 3 weeks, and we didn't do it tonight.
Clarence Hill, DLOS, was anything going on with Pickens? It didn't seem like he had the same energy tonight.
No, I don't think so. I want to look at it. I mean, he was being doubled. The minute CD went out, they just decided to play everything 2-man over there and try to double him and take him away. But I don't think so. Really proud of Flournoy, him stepping up. I thought CD before the injury was outstanding. We knew we'd hit some explosives, and unfortunately, we just, we weren't very good in the red zone. Kicked too many field goals. And against a team like this, you can't kick field goals.
Yeah, you can't win a game losing, not in the NFL and not against a team like that, being -3 in the turnover battle. Simple as that. Whether it be the interceptions, the fumbles, we've got to stop that. I know I've had an interception with the last 3 games or so, and then obviously 2 tonight. Who cares whose fault it is, right? The ball leaves my hands. I trust where it's going, and we've got to make plays, and we just got to stop turning the ball over. And there's no way that if we continue to do that, turn the ball over, an interception a game, we're just not going to give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, from the interceptions and fumbles to some of the penalties, do you feel like, not to take anything away from Detroit, but do you feel like this outcome is more so self-inflicted for you guys than anything?
Yeah, I respect Detroit. I respect Dan, the way that his guys, this team plays. It's a great battle, honestly. It always is, but absolutely. Absolutely. And there's no knock to them, there's no knock to anybody, but majority of the games that we have lost, and particularly, had turnovers and haven't done what we've done on offense, it's been self-inflicted. You got a kicker like that you get across the 50, can put the ball in, and, he gave us a chance tonight. Simple as that. He gave us a chance that we're only down a touchdown in the second half or in the fourth quarter and trying to make it a game before, they got up 2-score lead. Yeah, they're self-inflicted, and that's my point. You can't turn over the ball when you've got such a safe haven and a kicker like that. We've got everything that we need, and we're stepping on our own feet.
Well, it's the Cowboys' first loss since the bye week. 3rd down performance, 40%. Of course, head coach Brian Schottenheimer upset about that loss in the turnover battle, finishing in -3. So a lot of not so good, but a lot more bad to take away. But we're going to see how it all went down. Of course, Isaiah Stanback and Kyle Yeomans, they step into the film. What's next?
Cowboys Rewind is brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com. This segment is brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
The Cowboys fall to the Detroit Lions 44-30, the final out in Detroit. Welcome back into Cowboys Rewind. Nicole Hutchison, and Dallas never really could get on beat in Motown, not offensively, not defensively as well. The Lions absolutely dictating every part of the game, and it left the Dallas Cowboys trying to react for four quarters. Isaiah, stand back. Kyle Yeomans, break it all down.
It was huge. It was huge. When you start factoring in the fact that you're playing against a team that has one of the best combo receiving threats in the league, you might want to get up there and put some hands on him. Jamison Williams, okay, yeah, he's one of the fastest guys in the league. Let's give him a little bit of space. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, coming off an ankle injury, you knew that he didn't practice all week long. I'm going to challenge him at the line of scrimmage. Okay, let me help you guys understand what I'm talking about. This is Amon-Ra St. Brown right here, okay? This is Jamison Williams. Right now, the man that's responsible for Jamison Williams is going to be right there, Shavon Revel. All right, do you see any defender that is responsible for Amon-Ra St. Brown? Again, Amon-Ra St. Brown's right here. All right, I'm going to tell you where that guy's at. That guy is way back here. His name is Donovan Wilson. You can't even see him on the screen right now. Oh. Last time I checked, that is a long ways away. Donovan Wilson being responsible for Amon-Ra St. Brown. How many yards is that? 5, 10, at least 12 yards because he's not even on the screen. So when we play this, if he's responsible for guarding Amon-Ra St. Brown on 1st and 10, pause it right there. Is he anywhere in the picture when we talk about getting a 5-yard catch? Nowhere in the picture. This is easy pass and catch from this quarterback to one of the league's best possession receivers, and you have nobody in the area. That is an easy pitch and catch. Catch it at 5 yards. He's one of the better yards after catch guys. Falls for another 2 yards. That turns a 1st and 10 to a 2nd and 3. Very manageable for any team. That was there all night long. That's just one of the many plays.
They were winning on 1st down, and they were playing in front of the chains. That kept the Cowboys defense on their heels. On the other side of the ball, let's take a look at the Detroit defense, a team that hasn't played a ton with the pressure. They haven't had a ton of pressure outside of Aiden Hutchinson, who's on the screen there as well. Where did they get the pressure in this game, and what happened in these different environments for Dak Prescott behind the line of scrimmage? One-on-one
matchups, Kyle. We knew that coming into this ballgame, Detroit wasn't going to do anything elaborate defensively. You're going to be able to line up and know exactly who you're responsible for blocking. Dak Prescott's done an amazing job in the pocket, but on this particular play, there's only 3 down linemen. One. All right, let me get him. Where's my counter? Get my counter. 1, 2, 3 down linemen. How many offensive linemen do we have, Kyle?
5.
5 guys sitting up here blocking. So you got mano-a-mano. These guys are going to be in wide techniques. They're going to challenge you by going up the field, typically allowing Dak Prescott to do what? Allowing Dak Prescott to be able to step up in the pocket. Well, let's see what happens here. Both of our tackles get beat on this play. You're going to see both guys go upfield. Pause it right here. Right there. You see Aiden Hutchinson going outside, okay, challenging the upfield shoulder of Terrence Steele, and then wheeling back and coming back underneath. I'll tell you why here in a second. Akeem Muhammad, who used to be here in Dallas, goes up the field, challenges Nate Thomas, forcing Dak to do what? Dak wants to step up in the pocket in the scenario, but because Aiden Hutchinson challenged the upfield shoulder, he's spinning back. Now Dak, when he steps up, he's stepping up literally right into the hands of Aiden Hutchinson. He has nowhere to go. He can't sit back in the pocket. He also can't step up. Those are the 2 guys losing their one-on-one matchups. 2 guys beating our 5 guys collectively. Can't let it happen.
Yeah, Kyle mentioning Al-Qadim Muhammad, 3 sacks on the night. Well, they had 5 sacks as a team. Of course, Aiden Hutchinson leading the team in 7 pressures in just the 4th quarter alone. That's tied for the most in the NFL in the 4th quarter. He also has 39 this season, most ever in next-gen era. So Cowboys offensive line really struggling in the trenches. We're going to hear from those offensive guys up next here on Cowboys Rewind.
This segment was brought to you by Ashley, the official furniture store of the Dallas Cowboys.
Welcome back into Cowboys Rewind. I'm your host, Nicole Hutchison. Cowboys fall now to 6-1 in the season, and somehow, some way, teams continue to find their best or have their best game against the Cowboys. You talk about a Detroit defense that only had 4 sacks combined in their last 2 games. Well, they had 5 sacks against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 14. And you talk about a Lions defense that just absolutely got after it against the Cowboys offense. Held Dallas to also 3 field goals on their first 5 possessions. But when Dallas needed their playmakers to step up, they actually went missing. George Pickens held to 37 receiving yards. You add the protection issues as well up front, turnover battle. So many missed opportunities for this Dallas Cowboys offense. They got not only outscored, but they got outcoached and out-executed.
It definitely is one of those that got away from us, but when you don't play clean ball in the first half and you stay in 2nd and long and 3rd and long, it's going to be difficult to win football games. I mean, we're -3 turnover ratio. I feel like the opportunities that we did have to score early on, we kind of put ourselves further back than we needed to be, and they just ultimately played football and capitalized on what they could.
How do you describe the disappointment in the room afterward?
I mean, it's the same disappointment you have when you take any other loss. I mean, we know where we are in the season. We know that every game is a must-win game, a game that we got to dominate. And I just feel like we didn't come out and play clean enough to do that today.
Frustrating having to settle for so many field goals. I mean, Aubrey had 5. Not ideal.
I mean, for sure, and I think, it just speaks to how skilled he is to make all his field goals. But I think when we're in position to score, we're moving down the field pretty well. We just have to take advantage of that. Like, we can't have those self-inflicted wounds, those penalties. On first down, we can't get stuffed for 1 yard. We have to have efficient runs, 4 to 5 yards, just to stay on track. I mean, that puts Dak in a difficult position when he has to drop back so much. Ultimately, it's going to put us all in a difficult position when we have to drop back as much. So I think we just got to take advantage of our opportunities.
You guys got within 3 there. You have them the 3rd down, and then it seemed like things just got away from you.
I mean, yeah. They're a good football team. I think our defense made stops early on, and eventually offense is going to score. Like, obviously, when you get within 3, it's a dream for you to get that stop. But they have a dynamic rusher. They have dynamic receivers. They have a skilled O-line. So when we have our opportunities to score, when we have our opportunities to stay ahead of the sticks, we have to do that if we want to win these football games on the road.
Just an overall game. I feel like certain things, and that's honestly what happened. Certain things just didn't go our way, to be honest. I feel like we still had the guys. We still make the plays. CD had a great game. Dak had a great game. I just feel like certain plays didn't go our way.
Do you really feel like they were trying to focus on taking this slant away from you, and maybe they even kind of overcompensated in some areas that way? Yeah, definitely overcompensated on it. Sitting on the slant. I still caught a slant, contested. They said it was PI on me. Caught a slant later in the game. So like I said, 2 of those slants just didn't go our way. Whether it's the call, whether it's the play, it's a lot of stuff that just didn't go our way. George, how just frustrating is a game like this when they're covering you that tight and things are kind of going that way? It's not too frustrating because I know that's what I always talk about in interviews, just a team game, and I kind of seen it happening there. Like I said, it's just a lot of stuff that didn't go our way. CD had a great game. I mean, when you double me, you still got C. When you double C, you still got me. So stuff was planning out as we picture. It's just certain stuff didn't go our way.
When CD went down, with how close you guys are, especially once any teammates go down,
yeah.
He called him your bro. What was that like in that moment? How tough was that for you to see?
I was a little far, but when I seen him slow to get up, it was definitely devastating. Just because like you said, I want to see him on the field with me, but I didn't know the full length of the injury or anything yet, so it was kind of more of like a disappearance. And then, like I said, us as an offense, everything still pictured out right. Flo stepped in, and C's role, he still had a great game. I just feel like a lot of stuff as far as the full game didn't go our way.
George, you've been so successful this season. Do you put any extra pressure on yourself sometimes in games like this to maybe step up and to kind of have big games?
Definitely. Just in terms of want to make more plays. When we see out, it's just certain circumstances that you got to understand. So with see out, I know that I'm going to have to make more plays, which is what I want to do. And like I said, they doubled me, and then Flo had 115. So, like, the game plan still kind of went how it went. Like I said, just overall game, it just didn't go our way.
A couple of guys hitting career marks, and Javonte Williams hitting that 1,000-yard rushing mark for the first time of his career. Of course, Ryan Flanoy as well, having 115 receiving yards. That's the most of his career as well, and a touchdown. So a lot of good, but somewhat overlooked because this Cowboys offense struggling to move the ball. 1-3 in the red zone, not able to win up front. But this Cowboys offensive line not only having their fair share of work cut out for them against Detroit. Well, this Dallas defensive line had their fair share of troubles as well. We're breaking it all down up next here on Cowboys Rewind. Dallas Cowboys fall to the Detroit Lions in Week 14, 44-30. The final now 6-1 in the season, and it was a solid start to this Dallas defensive performance, holding the Detroit Lions to 2 punts, and a field goal to start. But it was because this Cowboys offense really struggled to stay on the field, so they got a little gas as time went on. But Detroit just got everything that they wanted against Dallas. You talk about explosive plays. They had 5 of 20-plus yards or more. Jahmyr Gibbs getting everything in the run game, but also really it was in the receiving game. 96 receiving yards for Jahmyr Gibbs, but also you add 3 rushing touchdowns as well. You know who else the Cowboys got their work cut out for them as well? Amon-Ra St. Brown, who spent most of the week out of practice. He was a game day decision, and Jamison Wilson as well. Williams had his fair share as well, combining for almost 200 yards receiving. Detroit Lions were also 80% in the red zone. Not necessarily the perfect recipe for success for this Dallas defense.
Yeah, again, I agree with you. I thought early on, we ended up holding them in the first drive, but I thought we got great hits on them. And the one thing Jared does a really good job of, if you watch him, he'll throw the ball away at the feet of the guys and not get sacks, but we were rushing him really well. I thought they made some good adjustments. They started chipping us a lot, trying to slow down our games. And, they got the ball on the perimeter quite a bit on us, Tim, which kind of hurt us. Little dump passes out there to Jahmyr Gibbs and Jamison Williams and those guys. I thought Jared made some great throws all night. A few times we had tight coverage, and he put the ball in the one spot we couldn't make the play.
It's always going to be a little down, especially after a loss, especially after we're having so much success winning the last few weeks, and we took a loss this week. It's going to be down, but everybody accountable, man. Everybody hold each other accountable. Everybody going to watch the film and get better and fix the things we need to fix. So.
I know you guys, like you said, do need to go back and watch the film, but just in real time, was there anything defensively that you guys saw that they were presenting offensively that were kind of giving you guys some trouble?
Like you said, I got to watch the film, but as a defense, man, we way better than 44 points. Man, we got a great defense, got a great defensive line, and we just got to do our job to the best of our ability and execute to the best of our ability and just make more plays, especially in that defensive line room. So, because we got the ability to do it. So.
Does it make it harder with how well you all have played the last couple of games to swallow this too? Because you guys have been playing really well on the defensive side.
Yeah, anytime you lose, especially putting up the points that they put up, it's pretty hard pill to swallow. But we got the guys in the defensive room who's going to watch the film, take constructive criticism, take accountability, and never let it happen again. So it's one of those things, like you said, we got a hard pill to swallow and get it fixed quick. So.
How would you describe the disappointment in the locker room?
Anytime you get a loss, it's pretty down, man. But the guys in the room, the guys on this team, man, like I said, going to take accountability. And when it comes to watching the film and getting better, so.
You guys have had several games in such a short period of time. How much are you guys looking forward to this mini bye to just kind of rest, recover, and kind of reset?
I can only speak for myself. I'm looking forward to watching the film and getting better, so.
All right, stick with us here on Cowboys Rewind. We're wrapping up next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Cowboys Rewind was brought to you by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by SWBC Mortgage. Customized solutions to help you meet your personal and business goals. Visit SWBC.com.
Prescott. Now you got a 63-yard attempt by Brandon Aubrey. Good from 63.
Yeah, can't control the distance to get the kick from, but sometimes you get an opportunity to kick from there, and it takes faith in you from the coaching staff and from yourself to go out there in the normal flow of the game and kick a long one. So just thankful for that faith they have in me and that I've built the trust with. But yeah, I've worked pretty hard to do to get where I'm at, and happy to be here. Just wish we would have won the game today.
Brandon Aubrey notching 4 records, NFL records against the Detroit Lions, the first kicker in history to hit 3 field goals in a single game, and also nailing the most 60-yard field goals in a season in NFL history with that 63-yarder he nailed in the third quarter. But he's a true gem, straight butter like they like to call him. But Aubrey couldn't kick enough field goals to get this win for the Dallas Cowboys. Now they fall to 6-1 in their season. Their 3-game win streak now gone. Path to the postseason no longer in their full control as well. But what's up next? They got to stack wins. Now the hands is out of their hands. It's in everybody else around the NFL. Up next, they've got Minnesota Vikings. But that's a wrap here on Cowboys Rewind. Can the Cowboys respond in Week 15? We'll find out.